So earlier today, I noted that when Bernie Sanders endorsed Joe Biden for president, the decision would not be uncontroversial, and you would have Bernie Sanders volunteers and supporters and even staff divide themselves on the question. And since Bernie made that endorsement, Briahna Joy Gray, his key spokeswoman, his national press secretary, has come out and disagreed with Bernie, saying that she cannot endorse Joe Biden. I'm going to read you the tweet she sent out after Bernie's announcement. With the utmost respect for Bernie Sanders, who is an incredible human being and a genuine inspiration, I don't endorse Joe Biden. I supported Bernie Sanders because he backed ideas like Medicare for all, canceling all student debt, and a wealth tax. Biden supports none of those. That's a crucial position demonstrating what a lot of people on the left feel, that they still love Bernie Sanders, they still respect him. There's no way they're canceling Bernie, yet they disagree with him here. They feel in their heart of hearts that they cannot endorse a man like Joe Biden based on what he's done and or what he believes and or his policy legacy. And so they're making their voices heard. As I noted earlier, the implication that the Bernie Sanders movement was a quote-unquote cult where Bernie Sanders could just snap his fingers and get his millions of volunteers and staff and supporters and donors to all vote for one person was ridiculous. Bernie Sanders certainly had a lot of love and respect and admiration from his millions of supporters, but it was not a total uncritical dedication to a man, but rather this feeling of belonging to a movement. And even Bernie staffers realize that their ultimate decision, whether or not they go with Bernie to Biden, wouldn't be baked into Bernie's personality, but on their position in politics. And so a lot of people who were assumed to just go with Bernie have looked at the choices available and said, I will not endorse Joe Biden. And I think that it's crucial to understand that that is a respectable decision. Again, as I noted in that previous video, this is not going to be a channel that demands of the viewers that you pick one side and make an enemy of the other. That is not productive for the left. It really isn't. At this stage, you're going to have two broad camps of Bernie Sanders supporters. I don't know where the split will be exactly, but there will be lots of people you generally love and agree with on both sides. There's going to be Bernie folks that listen to him and go and vote for Biden out of harm reduction to stop Donald Trump because he'll make a couple smaller changes that will be good. And on the other hand, you have people who are going to abstain or vote Green Party or whatever because they don't feel it's worth sacrificing their ideals just for a negative vote against someone. They want to vote positively for something. Both of those sides have merit. Neither of those sides are bad guys or bad girls. Neither. And I think that we need to keep that in our hearts, in our minds, in our memories going forward. Because one thing I don't want to see is this being used as a moment to divide Bernie's people, because we still have down ballot progressives to protect and promote in the primaries. Rashida Tlaib is facing a close primary challenge, and we all need to be there for her. We need to elect more people like Tlaib and AOC and Ilhan Omar in the 2020 election. There's a lot of work to be done beyond Bernie Sanders, and we're not going to be able to do it if half of us hate the other half because some people went with Biden and some people refuse to. You are not a traitor if you vote for Joe Biden, and you are not a Trump supporter if you don't vote for Joe Biden. And I think at this moment, that's something we really need to put forward. Healthy disagreement is fine. Criticizing public officials, even if you like them generally, is fine. You could be critical of Bernie Sanders and his decision, but to suggest that people who, vote along with Bernie or don't follow Bernie are traitors to Bernie or traitors to the cause is not productive right now. And I want to underline that Briahna and so many others love and respect Bernie and would be happy to work with him and continue to do so, but disagree with him here. And I think it's healthy that we be able to have that mindset. There are going to be lots of people that disagree here. And I think, again, it really shows that this movement isn't just about Bernie. It's not me, it's us. That's what it's about. Just because you disagree with Bernie here doesn't mean you're not part of the movement anymore. It doesn't mean that. Bernie Sanders' movement was always about the policies, the working class, the marginalized people, young folks. It wasn't just about the man who was the leader of that movement, the man we were trying to make president. It was about the ideas and the classes behind it. And that's not going away because there are going to be disagreements on the endorse Biden or not endorse Biden question, even though that is a very important question. And I also think this is crucial to understand because I think a lot of Democrats are going to get complacent and again erroneously think that just because Bernie Sanders said to his supporters, I would appreciate you voting for Joe Biden, that they're all going to do it. And that's just not the case. A lot of people are. But if you want to ensure you bring along the whole Bernie movement, you're going to have to invest in policies that were supported by Bernie Sanders. Medicare for all, free public post-secondary education, wealth taxes on the richest Americans, and so many other crucial policies like a Green New Deal. Biden might not get to all of them, but unless he can full-throatedly support one or two of them without caveats, none of this Medicare to 60, none of this $10,000 off your student debt, fully buy in to one or two of Bernie's crucial policies, and the rest of the movement that isn't following, most of them will follow you to the general election. So, I think this was good to see. Stand with people like Briahna Joy Gray, because even if you disagree with her, even if you are one of the people that's moving with Bernie to support Biden, we have to understand that she is doing a courageous thing, speaking her truth, standing against her former boss, standing against the neoliberal consensus, to be true to herself. Let's support one another as we make the decisions we feel are best for America going forward. And only then will this movement survive to pick a progressive again in 2024 or to ensure that as many congressmen, congresswomen, and senators of a progressive mindset are there alongside Bernie Sanders to hold either Biden or Trump to account after November.